All right. Hey, Shalom, Israel. This is Priest and Officer Isupk, and I'm holding down the Brotherhood class today, and so forth until further notice. Now, what is Brotherhood? Now, Brotherhood is a very vital thing that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians need to understand. This is how we're going to get out of the hellish conditions. This is how we're going to get out of the captivity that we're in right now. You understand? Through brotherhood. You know, today, in this time, and for a very long time, we have not applied brotherhood in our community. We haven't applied sisterhood in our community. You understand? This is why a lot of things are happening, transpiring in our communities and stuff like that. And it's for a reason, too, because, you know, we don't want to follow the Most High God and listen to what the Most High God wants. We don't want to listen to what Christ wants us to do. We want to do what we want to do, you know. And it's not our fault because our oppressor put us in this predicament that we're in now, and they hate one another and they go against one another. You understand? You know. If you could, can you give me Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6? Listen, I mean, this is how we gonna get out of this hellish condition that we in. This is how we gonna start this brotherhood and this sisterhood, you know, by doing what God told us to do. You know, understand? You got it, sir?
Right,
go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6.
Go ahead.
For thou art an holy people.
Thou art what?
An holy people.
Listen, we are a holy people. Holy means separate. Kodash in the Hebrew. We are a separate people. Well, we're supposed to be a separate people. That's why when you see the Black, Hispanic, Native American Indians, brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K, we are a separate people. And we want our people to come inside this body to be a separate people, because this is built on brotherhood. And this Bible is built on brotherhood. This is how you separate. This is how you get rid of all the things that plague us today by separating from it, by being brothers and being sisters to one another. Keep going, sir.
Unto the Lord thy God.
Listen, you got to separate unto the Lord thy God. What do that mean? You got to do what the Lord wants you to do. That's how you separate. And the Lord wants you to be a brother to your brother and a sister to your sister. And if you could, keep going.
God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
To be a what?
A special people unto himself.
Listen, I got a question for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Why don't you want to be special to the Lord? That's a very beautiful thing to be special. Listen, be special to the Lord claiming that you're redeeming for you to be special is a beautiful thing. You understand?
Right.
Now, if you could, keep reading, sir.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Listen, right now you're beneath people because you don't think you're special. You think you're just like everybody else. You think you're African. African is not special. It didn't say the Africans are special. You want to be African so much, but the African want to be like you. You
right.
know, if you really go on social media, you check out, you know, what these Africans is doing. They doing the same content you doing now. They dressing like you. They trying to act like you. Man, listen, I think I seen a Hamite say that, say nigga, say the N-word. You understand what I mean? They trying to talk like you now. They trying to dress like you and be like you, because you are special. You are above all people, and you definitely the salt of the earth. And if you could, can you be Deuteronomy 28 and 1? Yeah, man.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 1.
Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Go ahead.
To observe and to do all his commandments.
To do what?
To observe and to do all his commandments.
Go ahead.
Which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high.
Listen, the Lord thy God is going to set you on high if you do all his commandments. You understand what I'm saying? And it's not hard to do. It's very easy. Christ was a prime example of keeping the law, keeping the commandments that the Most High God told us to keep. You understand? So you should be looking at Christ as an example to do it because he did it, and he did it in another man's land. So which means is you can do it too. You understand? And what is a commandment that we need to apply in the Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian community? Now, if you could you give me Mark chapter 12, verse 30? If you could, Baba Kasha. And then we have to apply a scripture that's very vital for our survival in America, in South America, wherever we are scattered at. We have to apply the scripture. You understand?
Right.
If you could, sir, go ahead.
This is the book of Mark 12, verse 30.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart.
Thou shalt love what?
The Lord thy God with all thy heart.
You should love the Lord thy God with all your hearts. Keep going, with all your mind.
And with all thy soul.
Go ahead.
And with all thy mind.
Go ahead.
And with all thy strength. This is the first commandment.
Go ahead. That's the first commandment. See, that's the first one. You know what I mean? That's a commandment. And that commandment is actually in the Old Testament. Christ is quoted that Isupk, so that's in red letters. That's Christ speaking.
This is Christ speaking.
Kind of one kind. See, that's Christ speaking right there. He's speaking from the Old Testament. Now, drop that real quick and go to Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 5. We're going to show you that Christ is actually quoting the Old Testament. You know what I mean? This is a commandment from the Old Testament. And a lot of Christians think the law is done away with, but this is an old scripture from the Old Testament. You understand what I'm saying? If you could, sir, can you read?
This is the book of Deuteronomy, to the 6th and verse 5.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart.
All thy what?
Heart.
Go ahead.
And with all thy soul.
Go ahead.
And with all thy might.
Go ahead.
Verse 6. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart.
Understand what I'm saying? This was written in the Old Testament. Christ is just quoting it. You understand?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So you have to keep the commandments. You have to love the Lord thy God with all your heart, and loving the Lord thy God is keeping the commandments. That's what love is according to the Bible, is you keeping his commandments. Now, if you could, can you give me Mark chapter 12, verse 31? We're going to read down now. We're going to know what other commandment that the Lord wants us to keep. Because, Christ is speaking and it's coming from the Old Testament, man.
Right.
Like, this is a prime example of why we should keep the law, because Christ did. Now, if you could, can you read?
This is the book of Mark 12, verse 31.
Go ahead.
And the second is like, namely this: thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Love who?
Thy neighbor as thyself.
Okay, listen, like, y'all look at that neighbor like somebody that lives next to you. You understand? A neighbor is not someone that lives next to you. You understand what I'm saying? We're going to find out what a neighbor is. Hold that and go to Leviticus chapter 19, verse 1. We're going to start from the top. We're going to find out who they're talking about, because people say, oh, he's talking about everybody. God is not, Most High is not talking about everybody. He's talking about a particular people, a special people, a holy people. That's what the Most High is talking about.
Right.
We're going to bounce around a little bit. If you could, can you read Leviticus chapter 19, verse 1?
This is the book of Leviticus, the 19th verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 2, speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel.
Of who?
Of all the congregation of the children of Israel.
So now we know that this chapter is speaking about the children of Israel. It's not speaking about anybody else. Don't keep that in mind. Now, if you could, drop down to 17.
Verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
Okay. Keep going.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Thy who?
Thy neighbor.
Now go back to Mark chapter 12, verse 31. I mean, that's who your neighbor is, your brother, a child of Israel.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's who that is. You understand? But Christians think a neighbor is somebody that lives next to you, like a Chinese man or Hamite or Edomite or Amalek. That's not your neighbor. You understand? Even though he does live next to you, but the neighbor is a brother and a sister from the children of Israel. That's who your brother is and your sister is. You understand? Now, if you could, can you go back to 12:31? Mark.
This is the book of Mark, 12, verse 31. And the second is like, namely this.
Okay.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Okay, so you should love your brother as yourself. You understand? And loving your brother as yourself, like you won't harm yourself, you won't hurt yourself, you shouldn't hurt your brother. You understand what I'm saying? If you won't sell yourself, you listen. I know people that don't get high, they sell people drugs. You understand what I'm saying? So what means is if I know that's wrong, I'm not going to do it to my brother. You understand what I'm saying? If I know I'm not going to smack myself in the face, I'm not going to put my hands on my brother. You understand? I'm not going to try to sleep with his woman. I'm not going to tell him to eat shrimp, crab, and lobster. I'm gonna try to get that brother not to do it by, using, on my words and my wisdom, and show him be a prime example like Christ was, and that he can stop doing these things that the Most High don't want him to do. You understand what I'm saying? And that's brotherhood. The main reason why we here today in America is because we lack brotherhood. We don't want to listen to one another. We want to fight one another. We want to murder one another because we don't love ourselves. That's basically what it's saying. Like, you got to love your neighbor as yourself. If you harming your brother, you harming yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you hate your brother, you hate yourself. That's a reflect. Your brother's supposed to be a reflection of you. You understand what I'm saying? Your sister's supposed to be a reflection of you. And you got to understand this. This is why we got these black stereotypes today in America, because when they go out here, white people, so-called white people and our oppressor look at us and they think we murderers, they think we this, we think we that, is because we're treating each other like this and stuff like that. Now imagine if you stop doing the things, they looking at us, looking at that one person that's messing it up for all of us as a reputation of our community and stuff like that. So if I'm going out there acting like, a savage, I'm going out there acting like an animal or a drug dealer or murderer or monster, and they looking at this and there's only one person, they're gonna think everybody like that. You know what I mean? Especially as a whole bunch of us doing it too now. So it's like they're gonna look at us and that's a poor representation of us. They looking at us like, man, these kids, people are monsters. And some of us are not like that. Some of us are not drug dealers, especially the men in the I.S.U.P.K. We're not like that. And we're trying to show Black people a better representation of themselves. And because this is who they supposed to be. They're supposed to be coming in these doors, learning what I'm learning what Abba is learning what the priests and prophets of the Most High is learning. We're supposed to be coming back to these laws, man. And we got to show we can't give these oppressors any reason to say anything about us. You understand what I'm saying? Because they're going to look at all of us. We all in this together. Even though I might not be a murderer, I'm still a murderer because you out there murdering somebody. You understand what I'm saying? They're going to look at me. They're going to try to hold their purse like I'm a thief because they think like that of us. You know what I mean? So we got to be a better representation of ourselves because they're looking at us and they're going to find a reason to kill us. They're going to find a reason to put us in prison. They're going to find a reason to talk. You know what I mean? Let's not give them a reason so we could actually show them how racist they really are. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you stop murdering your brother, you stop murdering your sister, you stop doing all these evil and wicked things and come together and be brothers and sisters, they can't say anything. And then that's when the whole world is going to really see how racist the oppressor is. You understand what I'm saying? And if you could, can you go to John chapter 13, verse 34? And man, you're a representation of me, black man. I'm a representation of you. And man, we got to start coming back to these laws so we can show people a better way, man. Can you read?
This is the book of John, 13, verse 34. Mm-hmm. A new commandment I give unto you.
There's another commandment right here. Go ahead.
That ye love one another.
Listen, we're supposed to love one another. We're not supposed to be killing one another. I'm supposed to be selling my brother no drugs. I'm supposed to be sleeping with his woman. I'm supposed to be beating on my woman. I'm supposed to be out here just hating a brother for no reason or being mad at a brother for no reason. You understand what I'm saying? Just because he got something nice on, or he got more money than me, or he got all the women. Like, We're supposed to love one another, and love one another is keeping these commandments. The commandments show us how to deal with one another. You know what I mean? We can't just outright just go and take matters in our own hands when we have a problem with a brother. We have a problem with a sister. This is why a council was set up. This is why the Most High told us to seek counsel so we could talk out these problems and somebody be a middleman and judge the matter, and we'll take the judgment from them, and then we could move forward. And then forgiving your brother too. That's love too. You gotta forgive, because if you're not forgiving your brother, you truly don't love your brother. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's hard to forgive your brother all the stuff that he done to you and all the trauma that you've been through. He might have murdered your best friend. Sometimes you just gotta listen. You gotta call a truce. Listen, I know this happened. I'm gonna put this away. You know what I mean? For the sake of our community, because we are dying out here, and it's not getting any better. It's going to get worse before it get any better. Understand what I'm saying? So you gotta take that step and fight to love one another. You gotta take that step, because you don't want, like I said, you don't want our oppressors in any other nation and these heathens looking at us like we are no people. Like we're supposed to be special. Right. You know what I mean? Like they looking at us like, who is these people? We are nothing. We are second-class citizens. I'm trying to be a first-class citizen. You know what I mean? And that's we're not going to be a first-class citizen or be set on high if we're not practicing and applying this brotherhood. Right. It's not going to happen. That's exactly what we need. That's why Christ always spoke about it in the New Testament: is brotherhood, brotherhood, brotherhood. Love your brother. Love one another. Forgive one another. Let all the bitterness go. Like, let all the anger go. Like, he is telling you, listen, y'all going at each other, y'all gotta let it go. And that's some wise counsel to me. You understand what I'm saying? Like the perfect man that came on this planet that followed the law down to the T is telling you to love your brother, love your sister. You understand what I'm saying? We're still hard headed, and this is why we're in the predicament we're in now. Can you keep reading, sir?
That ye love one another as I have loved you. Listen. That ye also love one another.
Right. That's Christ speaking, right, sir? Listen, Christ loved you, and he's going to continue to love you. He's going to love you when you don't even love yourself. That should tell you something, man. All the things that listen, Christ died for you. Right. Christ died for you. The least you can do is love your brother. Right. The least you can do is love your sister. Somebody died for you, and you still being taking that for granted. You don't appreciate it. Like when I found out Christ died for me and he ain't died for nobody else, listen, my mind changed, man. Listen, this is why I'm in the I.S.U.P.K right now. Just because of that. Just because I know Christ died for me. Christ died for blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. He ain't died for nobody else. That's brotherhood. That's like me and something happening out here. We some knuckleheads in the street pull out a gun and shoot. I'm gonna jump in front of a bullet for my brother. Understand? Because I'm gonna die for my brother. I'm gonna help. You know what I mean? Because that's brotherhood. We're gonna protect one another. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what Christ did. Christ died and took a bullet damn near for y'all. And y'all want to listen to what he got to say? He's telling you to love one another. What's so wrong about that? There's nothing wrong about loving one another. You understand? Now, if you could, can you give me Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15? We're in this predicament, man, because we didn't want to listen to the Most High. We ain't listen to him diligently. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we didn't observe all his commandments. This is why we're in the predicament we're in now, and this is why curses is upon us, because of we didn't want to listen to the Most High, and we didn't want to apply the brotherhood that Christ was talking about. You understand? And if you could, can you do Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15?
This book, Deuteronomy 28, verse 15.
Go ahead.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee. All these curses shall come upon thee, man. I just read that we're supposed to be brothers and sisters. We're supposed to love our brother as thyself. Wow. We broke that commandment. And that's why our curses is going to be upon us. You understand? Because we broke those commandments to love one another. You know, we hate one another. Listen, we robbing and murdering and talking about each other's backs and stealing from one another, doing all types of matter of evil against one another. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of being compassionate,
being kind, being loving and caring and understanding to one another. But we out here murdering and killing. We can't even talk. Listen, we can't even talk it out. Like people, you can't even walk. A black man can't even walk down the street without looking at one another, and they about to just take each other's heads off. Like, what you looking at? What you looking at? Oh, what's going on, brother? How you doing, brother? Like, instead of doing that, they grilling each other. They mean mugging each other. Like, that's the curse. That's a curse. Right. You understand what I'm saying? And this is why we dying. You understand that? If you could, give me Baruch chapter 4, verse 1. I mean, these commandments we got to keep, man. And keeping these commandments is going to bring us back to life. Because if you out here murdering your brother, murdering your sister, selling your people drugs and shrimp, crab, and lobster, because we got to call that out too, man. And in the black community, man, it's a seafood spot, it's a deli, it's a Chinese store that's selling unlawful food to you, and you're eating it. And some of our people was in there serving y'all these things. That's not brotherhood, man. Brotherhood is going to tell you, yo, you can't serve this in my community no more. Right. You can't serve this cat and this dog in my community no more. You understand what I'm saying? We got to come together, and we got to get rid of all the evilness in our communities, and we can't do that without brotherhood. Yeah, man. If you could, you read
this book, Baruch 4, verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God, and the law that endureth forever.
Listen, the law endureth forever. So which means is, if Christ told you to love one another, to love thy neighbor as thyself, and that was a commandment, you have to do that to the day that you die. You was ordered to love your brother, love your sister until the day that you die. It wasn't for a time. It wasn't for a month. It wasn't for 2 years. It was to the day that you die. Forever is to the day that you die and perish off this earth. And then you come back, you got to do it again and do it again and do it again. Over and over and over again. Right. It's not going anywhere. Right. This law is to stay forever. Keep going.
But such as leave it shall die. Oh, sorry. All that keep it shall come to life.
See, listen, if you keep this law, you're going to come to life. Listen, and coming to I.S.U.P.K, you're going to see brothers full of life. Listen, when I first came in these doors, man, like I ain't going to hold you. I was an individual, like, you understand? I was watching other camps and all that type of stuff. I actually went to a unity camp, with a couple camps, right? I felt like an outcast. And I ain't got nothing against those brothers, but I felt like an outcast when I went there. Understand what I'm saying? I felt like an outcast. I felt like it wasn't brotherly. I came into I.S.U.P.K, 2 to 3 days I'm here, I felt like I knew these brothers all my life. Like, they showed me so much love, and I'm like, and they get so much, and we in I.S.U.P.K, we get so much a bad rap for people outside these doors, but they didn't even step inside these doors to see what actually goes on in here. There's a lot of brotherhood in here, and this is what I noticed when I first stepped here, and this is why I'm still here, because of brotherhood, because I felt the love. I feel like I knew these brothers all my life, like, you know what I mean? Like, all my life, they talking to me, having conversations with me, just getting to know me, who I am. They nice, they correcting me, they showing me, what not to do, what to do, and stuff like that. That's brotherly. You know what I mean? They checking up on me, they calling me, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. I ain't feel like that with these other camps, man. But I.S.U.P.K, we the definition of brotherhood. You know what I mean? Here, brotherhood is a weapon. You know what I mean? Listen, they ain't know me for a while, they ain't know me but for a short period of time. But guess what, man? We're going to die for one another here. Right. Understand that, because we brothers. You know what I mean? We're going to die for one another. Now, if you keep going.
But such as leave it shall die.
If you leave this, man, you're going to die, man. Right. Listen, brotherhood is key. If you don't have brotherhood, you kill one another. Right. If you don't have brotherhood, you sell your homie. You sell your mother. You sell your homie mother some drugs. You understand what I'm saying? You're stealing from one another. Listen, like I said, you're talking behind each other's backs. You're sleeping with each other women, and and you're plotting, and y'all got evil intentions toward one another. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the main reason why you're dying, because you don't have brotherhood. Sisters, y'all talk about one another. You're mad because he got another woman, or you know, y'all both talking to the same man and y'all beefing like that instead of being sisters and dealing with each other in a sisterly manner. You understand what I'm saying? This is why we're in a predicament we're in. This is why we're dying. Yeah, man, because we're not being brothers and sisters to one another. That's the most important thing that you're supposed to do is be brothers and sisters to one another.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's the most important thing. Now, if you go to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 54, I'm going to show you these curses that have been upon us, man. And you got to understand that, you know, this is the main reason why we're not going to move forward as a people if we don't keep these commandments, man. I'm going to show you right now. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 54.
This book of Deuteronomy 28, verse 54.
Go ahead.
So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
Okay, start from the top again and read it slowful.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you.
The man is what?
Tender among you.
Keep going.
And very delicate.
And very delicate. See, they saying, they probably looking at that as like something soft. Tender and delicate just simply means compassion. You understand? Like the man among you used to be compassion, had compassion for his brother, had like a heart for his brother, that's kind for his brother, with his brother. You understand what I'm saying? Now keep going.
His eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
His eyes shall be what?
Evil toward his brother.
He is murdering his brother today. We are murdering our brothers today. We are selling our brothers drugs, selling their mother drugs, selling their sister drugs, their daughters, etc., etc., etc. Like our eyes are evil towards our brother. And this is why we're in a predicament we're in now, because we're looking at one another like, I don't like this nigga. I'm gonna kill this nigga. He got a nice car. His chick is bad. You know, he got a big iced out chain. A lot of rappers is dying because of they got an evil eye towards one another. In Chicago, they murdering each other because they got an evil eye towards one another. In Philadelphia, they definitely killing one another because they got an evil eye towards one another. Oh, this is why we're the children of Israel. Because you don't really see anybody killing one another like that, but blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. We are murdering each other. They always talking about us murdering each other. You know what I mean? It's not a stereotype that say, oh, white man, you know, the white man, he robbed and raped and pillaged the whole earth. But, you know, in America, we are looked at as the murderers, the robbers, the drug dealers, and all that type of stuff, and the thieves. They're not looked at it as that, even though they are. We are. And this is why we're the children of Israel, man, because the Bible is telling us that we got an evil eye towards our brother. This is what the Bible is saying right now. Understand what I'm saying? Now, if you could, can you go to hold on, let's see something real quick. This is right. Give me a minute. I'm gonna see if this is the right scripture. Oh, come on. All right. Let's see. Give me a moment, Israel. Oh, yeah, it is. Go to if you could, go to matter of fact, drop down to go to Matthew chapter 5, verse 22. Hold that though. We won't go back to that, but go to Matthew chapter 5, verse 22. You know what I mean? Our eyes is evil towards one another, man. Like we gotta start loving one another. We ain't gonna never make no progress if we don't keep these commandments and know that brotherhood is a weapon, sisterhood is a weapon, man. This is what we got to keep if we want to get out of this hellish condition that we are in right now. Right. Now, if you could, can you read Matthew chapter 5, verse 22?
This is the book of Matthew 5, verse 22. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment.
Listen, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it again. Sir, I'm gonna read it, sir. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. You have an evil, that's basically saying you got an evil eye towards your brother. That's an evil eye right there. Just for nothing? You're mad at him because of nothing. You're mad at him because he got a nice car. That's not a real good reason to be mad at your brother. He got nice things. You know, he got a good looking girl and he gets all the women and you're looking at him like, I don't like him. That's not a good reason to be angry with your brother. He walks down the street and you just looking at him with a mean mug like he about to blow his head off. That's not a good reason because he's walking down the street. That's not a good, because he might have looked at you for 2 seconds. That's not a good reason to be angry with your brother. But this is why we are the children of Israel, because in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 54, it states that our eyes is going to be evil towards our brother. You know what I mean? This is why we are the children of Israel, man. Like, and we gotta stop trying to be angry with our own brother without no reason. Now, I see if he trespassed against you, he did something that he ain't supposed to do. You know what I mean? That's understandable. But for no reason, that just shows you that we are the children of Israel, man. Like, you want to shoot and murder your brother because y'all got a little disagreement. You know what I mean? What's the real reason of why you really want to hurt your brother? You technically just hurting yourself at the end of the day. That's all you're doing is hurting yourself. It's time to be kind to your brother. It's time to understand that our people is destroyed. This is why, listen, I'm going to use me as an example. This is why, listen, like, the Most High is going to test us. Understand what I'm saying? Especially if you really want to change your life. Like, I used to have a temper problem. Like, my grandma used to, I used to live with my grandma. My grandma used to try to give me an anger management. Like, I had a temper problem. But I never went to anger management. I kind of learned how to control it myself, which, you know, Most High and praise for that. I learned how to control it on my own, try to, in my head, I just had to let that anger go and all the traumas that I've been through, like, you know, because I started to learn a little bit of different stuff. But, you know, when I start to have a little bit of self-control, people used to try me. And I always was looking at that as a test, like, all right, I'm tempered. I was already tempered. I was always hot-headed. People come up here saying smart things to me, trying to get me to do something that'll land me in prison. You understand me? I was that type of tempered, hot-headed person. You say something to me, I want to fight you. We're going to go to the guns. We're going to go to knives. We're going to go to war. That's how my mind was when I was younger. But then when I stopped doing that, had that type way of thinking, people start to come in and start to try to do something to me. But I start to learn that my people was destroyed. As soon as I learned that my people was destroyed, I looked at them different. When I knew that my sister was destroyed, I looked at them different. You know what I mean? You know how our brothers, you know, we see a sister walking down the street, you know, they just want to holler at her all the time. They don't even know that she might have AIDS or something, herpes. She might have been raped. She's been trauma. She's abused. You don't know what's going on in this sister's life. You know, all the horrible and terrible things that this sister might be enduring, but you're not looking at her in a different way. You're just looking at her body. Like, I stopped doing that at a young age. I stopped looking at our sisters as a piece of meat. I stopped looking at my brother as my enemy. I just started looking at them as, damn, these people are destroyed, man. This goddamn oppressor got his foot on our necks, and we don't even know it. We are suffocating. He keep putting pressure with his boot on our neck, and we don't even see it. We out here thinking everything is good. And I'm over here looking at these people like, damn, like, our people really destroyed. I'm trying to wake everybody up, but, you know, that's why my so-called woke days. But yeah, like, I learned how to control myself, and I just started looking at my people different. And then I'm here at I.S.U.P.K, and now this is the complete piece of my journey, man, like, in brotherhood. And I always felt like, damn, we got to be treating each other better than how we treat each other. Because I could have been in prison if it wasn't for the I.S.U.P.K and I started to get better with forgiving people. I'd have probably been in prison right now if it wasn't for the I.S.U.P.K. You know what I mean? I was watching I.S.U.P.K for a long time before I came into the school, and they taught me forgiveness for real. Like, I started my self-control, giving people chances and all that. But when I started to learn the forgiveness from the I.S.U.P.K, listen, like, I let people slide a lot. Like, as long as they don't touch me, they good. But I let people slide a lot now because I look at my people as destroyed, and we got an evil eye towards one another. So in order for us to stop it, I have to stop having an evil eye towards him. Maybe he will look at me like, damn, like I'm basically killing them with kindness and wisdom. I'm giving them wisdom and stuff like that. You know, they giving me all F you and you're BITCH and you're a kitten. You know, you're all these type of words. I'm like, brother, brother, you need to change your life. But I ain't got no problem with you, brother. Just calling them brother, not even going crazy. You understand what I'm saying? Try to show him a different route because I'm looking at him as a brother. And I know that he destroyed, he's angry. I was in that place before. So I see myself in him. You understand what I'm saying? He's a reflection of me, and I'm a reflection of him. So I see him, so I try to be patient with my brother. You understand? Lock it now, if you could. Can you start from the top from Matthew chapter 5, verse 22?
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment.
Listen. Listen. You don't want to be in danger of judgment. Listen. You do not. Listen. When Christ comes back, you do not want to be that one that he looks at like, then you knew this was wrong. Like, I'm not even talking about the ones that destroyed, but the ones like these preachers and these pastors and these imams, knowing that brotherhood is supposed to be applied, in his life, and they're robbing the people. They stealing from the people. They sleeping with a man's wife. They know these things, and they are doing all these horrible things to the people. Listen, you don't want to be in danger of that judgment. You understand what I'm saying? Because when Christ come back and he find out that you was being a fake brother, he's going to definitely deal with you accordingly. I'm letting you know that now. You understand what I'm saying? And then today, listen, man, like, you don't want to be in counsel with a general. You understand what I'm saying? For not being a brother. That's going to be that's going to be a rough job for you. You know what I mean? Because we're going to rule this earth one day. And we're going to be giving counsel. You don't want to be that brother that is doing stuff for no reason because you got an evil spirit on you and you don't want to hear what nobody has to say, and then the general's got to do some other things for you to get it. But for right now, I'm just gonna let you rock. Now, if you could go back to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 56. Now we're gonna talk about some more evil stuff that we have towards one another. You know what I mean?
Deuteronomy 28, verse 56.
Go ahead.
The tender and delicate woman among you, which will not venture to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom.
Hey, so like, can you read that nice and slow for the people at home, please?
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 56.
Okay.
The tender and delicate woman among you, which will not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom.
Listen, a long time ago, women was soft. They wasn't masculine. They was feminine. They was obedient to their husbands. They loved their husbands. You understand what I'm saying? What else? They listened to their husbands. They didn't step on their husband's toes. They didn't do any of those things. But today, they do everything I said. They do the total opposite now. Understand what I'm saying? And that's evil according to the Lord. Disobeying your husband is evil. You understand what I'm saying? Not listening to your husband is evil. Stepping on his toes is evil. He is the ruler of that house. You understand what I'm saying? And you're supposed to follow his lead. Now you're masculine. Now you want to be that strong, independent black woman. All right, this is for anybody who thinks they're independent. That's an illusion. No one's independent, even if you think that. Everybody depends on something. Everyone. You understand what I'm saying? If we didn't depend on the trees, we'll be dead. We wouldn't have no oxygen. Understand that. You got to depend on someone. Anything that happens in nature too as well. They depend on one another so it can work, so it can function. This is how God set it up to be like this. We're supposed to depend on one another, and that's a oppressive ideology anyway. To be independent, that's a very evil and selfish thing to think of when you want to be independent. You want to do things for yourself, and brothers too. We want to be independent. We want to be selfish. We can't be selfish. We got to be selfless. Listen, we got to do stuff for one another so we can rise up and rule this planet, be set on high. And that starts with brotherhood. That starts with sisterhood, man. Stop being evil towards your brother. Stop being evil towards your sister. Stop being evil towards your wife. Stop being evil towards your husband. You know what I mean? That's where it starts at. You know what I mean? Because husband and wife, then y'all make a child, that's a black family. That's an Israelite family now. So if y'all being evil towards one another, what you think is going to happen to that child? That child going to grow up and be evil towards other people. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to destroy the black family, the Israelite family, because you're selfish. You don't want to be a brother and sister, a husband and wife. You don't want to follow the Most High God. You want to be selfish. You want to do what you want to do. In this world, in America, you can do whatever you want to do. But guess what? In the I.S.U.P.K, you come in here, you ain't going to be able to do what you want to do. When Christ come back, you ain't going to be able to do what you want to do. You're going to be doing, thus saith the Lord. And if you don't do it, listen, I ain't even going to say, I don't know what's going to happen, but it's not going to be pretty. You understand what I'm saying? It's not going to be all glitz and glamour when Christ comes back. It's like, oh, open arms. Like, you better get right. Because Christ is coming back with warriors. And they are brothers and sisters. They are brothers. You understand what I'm saying? And he's going to show you that you're going to keep these commandments. You're going to be brothers to your brother. You're going to be sisters to your sister. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you could, can you go to John chapter 15, verse 12 to 14? I want to talk about a little topic, you know what I mean, that just happened not too long ago in Alabama, I believe it was. Montgomery, Alabama, was it? I want to talk about that real quick, touch on that.
This is book of John 15, verse 12.
Go ahead.
This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you.
Go ahead.
Verse 13. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends.
Read that again.
Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends.
He said greater love. Great love is that you lay down your life for your friends. A friend is someone close to you. That's what a friend is. And that's your brother. You're close to your brother. You're close to your sister. See, y'all looking at friends like it could be anybody. No. Friends is your brother and your sister. That's who your friends are. Someone that's close to you, your neighbor. That's who your friends are. Christians probably say, oh, Hamite is my friend. The East Indian is my friend. The Edomite is my friend. They are heathens. They are second-class citizens. They can't be my friend. They cannot be my friend at all. Understand what I'm saying? Because brotherhood, let you know that now. Me hanging out with Esau at the bar, I could be hanging out with Abai or Officer Yedaya or Officer in the car. I'd be hanging around with Esau. And or his woman. I be hanging around with my brothers and my sisters. And read that from the top. Start at 13 again, sir.
This is John 15 and verse 13.
Go ahead.
Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends.
Listen, lay down your life for your friends. That's what happened in Alabama. I mean, that was a glorious day for our people. And that just shows you that was brotherhood and sisterhood.
Right.
That was a definition of brotherhood and sisterhood. The spirit of the Most High was on those people, man. On our brothers and sisters, man. The Most High had a spirit on them to defend that brother that was trespassed against by these devils. You understand what I'm saying? That think, and honestly, all that was white supremacy. That's all that was. All that was white privilege, oppressors coming up to us thinking they couldn't talk to us. This ain't the 1900s no more, man. We got chairs now. You understand? We got chairs out here. Listen, brotherhood is a chair. Brotherhood is a chair. And don't get smacked with it. I pray you understand. Listen, we're not in the 1900s no more. We're going to defend ourselves now. They're not going to be treating us any kind of way and think you're going to get away with it. Right. Even people out in the world, our brothers out in the world, man. When I seen that, man, I had a smile on my face. Listen, I was about to get some popcorn and put that on the big screen and watch it over and over and over again to see black people come together. That's the point. They came together for one cause. Now, y'all can come together for physically harming, or defending yourselves, then you should come into I.S.U.P.K. This is important for you to do because this is how we come together. If y'all can do that, y'all can fight to stop smoking cigarettes, to stop smoking weed, to stop selling drugs, to stop having an evil eye towards one another. That's a prime example of we can come together. Just think about what y'all did or those brothers and sisters did there. Now look at the European man or the Edomites as Christianity. Look at them as Islam. Look at them as Christmas, shrimp, crab, and lobster. Look at those people like that and fight that and stop doing it. That's how you come in here and be brother, coming to I.S.U.K. Because I look at all that as evil. Esau is evil to me, so I'm gonna stay away from him. Right. That's how you become holy, is staying away from Esau. Right. Becoming holy is staying away from shrimp, crab, and lobster. Right. Staying away from Christmas, staying away from all these things. I look at that thing as like, okay, like we gonna come together, but we got to come together and stop doing the evilness things to us too. That just shows y'all we can come together. Now let's come together for a greater cause, and that's serving the Most High God. Right. You know what I mean? That's a greater cause that we can do. You know what I mean? Because y'all laid y'all lives down. Y'all's ready to die for one another just to protect and defend another brother. And shout out to that brother that swam across the water. Listen, that's brotherhood. Right. You see what I'm saying? That's brotherhood. He came from afar. And that's brotherhood. That's a prime example of you should like, dang, he swam for his brother. He didn't even know him. He didn't know him from a can of paint. But he seen his brother in trouble and he helped him. That's brotherhood. That's the I.S.U.P.K. They don't even know. That's I.S.U.P.K. right there. Listen, I don't know how I swim. I don't be doggy paddling. If that was me, I'd be getting over there. It's like have me a floaty or something. I'm getting over there. I can't swim. I'm letting you know now. I can't swim. I need swimming lessons. Somebody give me swimming lessons. Understand? But I'm going to be swimming over there to my brother. I'm going to make sure if I got to die just to get over there, I'm going to try to make it over there for my brother because I'm willing to lay down my life for my brother. I'm willing to die for my brother. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to murder my brother. I'm trying to defend and protect my brother. That's the whole point. You know what I mean? Because brother, listen, nobody can't listen. We could joke, listen, and listen. We down to earth people, man. Like in this school, we really down to earth. We joke around and play around. Nobody can play with my brothers but me. Nobody can do that but me. I could crack jokes on my brother. You can't do that. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's not the 1900s anymore, Esau. We got chairs. And definitely we got priests and prophets of the Most High God is going to tell you that you're a devil. And we're going to tell our people that to separate from you and come into I.S.U.P.K. and learn how to be brothers and sisters to one another, man. You're the main reason why we like this today. You know what I mean? Christianity destroyed our people, man. They think we're supposed to love you. As a brother, I'm going to tell my brothers not to love you, to separate from you. To get away from you. You are a virus. You are a cancer. you're not, listen, you don't even, listen, you're not capable of loving us anyway. So I should not give my love to you. Because if you loved us and you was truly sorry, you know what you would do? You'll give the I.S.U.P.K all your money.
Right.
You'll kiss our boots.
Right.
Listen, you'll go, you'll be going on a kiss your boot tour. On every city, kissing everybody boots. That's what you'll do. And you will give us power. You will step down and let us rule this earth. But you ain't going to do that because you're not capable of loving anyone. You like to take. That's all you do. Because technically speaking, you are the no people. You don't have anything. That's why you want to make everything yours. You understand what I'm saying? But one thing that we got to understand, that the oppressor do not want you to be brothers and sisters to one another. This is how they win. Listen, these people in overseas, I remember I was younger and I always thought it was crazy. These people is dying for what they believe in. Like I remember they used to strap bombs. Like, I think they're still doing it probably. They used to strap in bombs to and blowing up each other for the love of their God. I looked at that like these people is crazy. But then in a sense, I'm like, they ready to die for what they believe in. We ready to kill one another and not die for one another. We should do that without strapping no bomb to us, because I think that's stupid. Me personally, I think that's stupid. But they was ready to die for what they believed in. They ready to take a bullet for their brother. Alabama showed us that we can do it. Alabama showed us. And I want to commend those brothers. Listen, sisters was out there rocking. Sisters was out there rocking. They think sisters is a man's thing. But if a sister get in a predicament that she got to defend herself, she better do it. Yeah, man, you better do it to the T, man. And you better protect your sister too. If it's a whole bunch of sisters and somebody trying to harm y'all better protect one another. Yeah, I mean, with no men around, y'all better protect one another to a T. If y'all can't get in contact or whatever the case may be, and y'all all in the group, y'all better fight to the death. You understand what I'm saying? That's what sisterhood is, and I commend those sisters, man, because they could have sat back, pulled their phones out of recording, and made it a joke. You understand what I'm saying? But they didn't. They got down and dirty. And listen, Flock, you she-devils, you not messing with our sisters. Understand that. Like, you can't beat our sisters. The average oppressive woman can't beat our sisters in the fight. We've been fighting all our lives. You think you're going to put your hands on our sister and think you ain't about to get treated? You ain't about to get, you're going to get a couple lumps. You're not messing with our sisters, man. You don't look better than them. You don't dress better than them. You don't smell better than them. You can't fight like them. You don't have a body like them. You don't even have the intelligence like them. So how the hell you think you go to stand up and try to fight them? Like, you just should sit back and just look back and let the men rock instead of trying to jump in it. You should just let the men rock. And that too, sis. Like, you need to pay attention to how that she-devil jumped in that fight. You know what I mean? You gotta pay attention. She don't even know her goddamn place, and this is where you get that stuff from. Not knowing your place, trying to step up against a man and stuff like that. White women do that. They want to stand up against men. And that's why you doing it. That's why you going against your man, because of feminism, you know, and all this type of stuff. And that's not being sisterly. Understand what I'm saying? Now, if you could start from the top, from that on that scripture again.
Right, John. This is the book of John, the 15th verse 13. Greater love have no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends.
Right. Keep going.
Verse 14. Ye are my friends if ye do whatsoever I command you.
He said he commands you to do it. He's commanding you to die for your brother. Right. Commanding to die for your sister. No one can harm my brother in front of me. Listen, he gonna be more madder than I am. I'm Salaki. I'm gonna be more madder than he is. Understand what I'm saying? Listen, sidebar. It's like me and my brother Nathan, Officer Nathan Ya'Allah, we be on the game, and people be talking trash. I remember one time I was gonna use that as an example. What happened? Oh, somebody said something, called his because we have headsets and all that, and his rib was in the background. They called his rib a female dog. I started snapping on him. I was like, and it was oppressive too. I don't want to say what I said on there. I was snapping. Like I wanted to find where he was at and strangle him. That's what in my mind though. Don't do that. But that was in my mind. I was angry at that presser because he was a devil and he's not going to talk to my brother's rib like that. And the thing, I didn't know what was going on. I had to let him know. He just thought Quatters, I was being Quatters out, just talking trash on the game, making Edomites mad. No, like that. That's the type of love I got from my brother, and they can't do that in front of me. I don't care if she's not in the school, like she's in the world. Nobody can talk to my people like that in front of me at all. That's not flying with me. And I'm going to show them brotherhood. I'm going to show them that no matter if you're in the world, I'm going to show you that ain't nobody going to talk to you any kind of way in front of me. Like nobody not going to disrespect you in front of me. Like I seen a lot of instances that I had diffused things in the world just to show people like, yo, like we could do it a better way. Like you got to always use wisdom in certain situations, man. But I'm not, listen, I might have a little mercy on my people, but I don't have mercy on the goddamn white man or the oppressor. I don't have mercy against them because they are not my brothers. They want to murder me. They want to see me murder my brother. I'm not going to have mercy on somebody that want me to hurt my brother. That don't give a damn about me or my people. I am not going to have no mercy on them. But my brothers, I'm willing to talk it out, give my brother some wisdom, and make sure that, he could be on the straight path and so they don't hurt one another. I diffused a couple situations. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, and that was the Most High that did it. I mean, thanks to the I.S.U.P.K under commanding Gen.YAHANNA for me to actually give the wisdom and have these brothers actually shake hands. You know what I mean? That was brotherhood. You understand what I'm saying? But we're gonna drop that. Give me Matthew chapter 18, verse 21 to 22.
This is the book of Matthew 18 and verse 20.
Go ahead.
For where there are two or three are gathered together in my name, there I am in the midst of them. Verse 21. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Till 7 times?
Go ahead.
Verse 22. Jesus saith unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7.
Listen, forgive. What is forgive? Forgiving is letting go and acting like it never happened. Now, listen, I'm not saying forget it, but just think about it like it never happened. Especially if you're in a relationship. You fighting all the time and y'all mad at each other, that just flaring up. Forgive one another, and then you just gotta let it go. Act like it never happened. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody trespassed against you. Somebody stole from you. Somebody disrespected you. Somebody just was talking about you behind your back. Forgive them, especially if they come to you and say, "Listen, I apologize for what I did. I'm sorry for what I did. Can you forgive me? I won't do it again." Forgive that person, because Christ would have did it. Why can't you? Why didn't Christ kill that sister that committed adultery? Why didn't he do? Why didn't he kill her? He was just. He could have did it. Not the other people. The other people trying to cast stones and throw rocks at her, but he could have did it because he followed the law. He was a perfect man. He was complete. He followed all the commandments. So why he ain't murder her? Because he forgave her and he told her not to do it again. You understand what I'm saying? Forgiving is letting go of all the things that somebody did against you. You know what I mean? Like it never happened. You understand what I'm saying? And that starts with brotherhood and sisterhood. You got to look at him as your brother. You got to look at him as your sister. You got to love him. You got to be compassionate. You got to be tenderhearted. and all these things, man, in order for you to do these things. Because if you don't have that, you're not going to forgive them. And forgiving don't mean, okay, you say, okay, I let it go. But then that person come around, you still on some weird stuff, like you getting smart with them, like person might say something to you, she might say something to you, he might say something to you, and you giving them like these rude answers and stuff like that. Like you technically really didn't let it go. You understand what I'm saying? Letting go is like, hey, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Hey, what's up, sis? Good, good to see you. Dap you up, give me it's been a long time. What's going on with you? Now you ain't gotta be all buddy and be dealing with them all the time, but y'all get in front of each other. Y'all have to learn how to get along. Just get along, just like General Muhammad always talk about the Passover with our ribs, man. Like, I mean, y'all gotta, y'all might not be, cool, with each other like that, but y'all still dealing with this man, and y'all come to the Passover, y'all come to these feast days, deal with each other accordingly, man. Have some respect for one another, man. It's not about you. I don't like the way she talk. I don't like the way she do this. I don't like the way he do this. Like, look, you gotta come together for a common cause, man. It's not about you. You know what I mean? We come to these feast days. I'm not coming and grilling somebody I just had counsel with. You know what I mean? I had a problem with a brother, and we had counsel, and the next day we had a feast day, or we had class or a class, or we had camp, and I'm like giving weird vibes, and people looking at him like, what's going on with Quatters out? He didn't let go of what the person did to him. No, I'm gonna let go. I believe I mastered forgiving people. I think I mastered that. Me personally, I think I literally mastered that, because like I can stop being bad with somebody within 30 minutes. Like probably shorter than that. Like I can stop. Like okay, I let it go. I forgive you. Yeah, man. I keep it moving like ain't nothing happen. Because if I let somebody like control me when it comes to what they did to me, they win. I'm conquered. That's gonna eat me up inside. I'm gonna be depressed. I'm gonna be stressed. I'm not gonna be trying to strive to be, to get over, because like I said, that should eat it'll eat me up alive. Like they will put me in a state like of hate. And I don't want to be like that. So I learned how to let stuff go. I learned how to let it go. And once you learn how to let something go, that is the most beautifulest thing, because that shows you got brotherhood and sisterhood. You know what I mean? Because a lot of us, it's hard to listen. A lot of people that I know in the world can't let nothing go. They still holding grudges when people was 12 years old. Oh, he took my basketball. Or he threw my football on the roof. Like I know brothers that still holding grudges because of that. I know brothers that didn't forgive a brother because they got into one fight when they was kids. Then they dislike each other for the rest of their life. I know my brother, I'm gonna sidebar, my brother had, and his other brother, my actual physical brother, from the same father, we knew this guy, they was best friends with each other, and they fell out, and they was best friends. I'm talking, they was real close. They fell out over a basketball game. I was right there. They fell out over a basketball game, and that was when I was probably like 10. I'm 33 now, and they still don't talk because they didn't forgive each other. I'm like, yo, y'all still not talking? I'm cool with the brother. I'm like, y'all not still talking over a basketball game? A basketball game. Think about that. It's a competitive sport. Someone gonna win, someone gonna lose. But y'all not talking because of a basketball game. You holding a grudge. You're not. That's technically not forgiving. You're not forgiving them. Y'all ain't make amends. Y'all don't speak to one another. Y'all ain't had that conversation like, listen, all right, listen, we too old for this. And that's not maturing. You don't mature like that. Like that's a child. That's a type of. That's me. For me personally, that's like more like female stuff. Like females hold long grudges, like long for a long time. They can't let stuff go a lot because they're emotional. I mean, men should be able to let stuff go. I mean, I understand when women do it, because they probably PMSing, they pregnant, or they just, they're just females. They can't let it go sometimes. That's how they are. I mean, so, but brothers, man, we gotta learn how to let that shit go. Slack it for the language. We gotta learn how to let that go. Understand what I'm saying? We gotta forgive one another. Can you keep reading? Start from the top.
This is the book of Matthew, 18 and verse 21. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Till 7 times? Verse 22. Jesus saith unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7.
That brother, listen, that brother that sister keep trespassing against you, you still gotta forgive him over and over and over and over again. That's how you become brothers. That's brotherhood. You forgiving them over and over again. Because if you don't forgive them, it's going to keep going on. The problem is still going to keep going on. And sometimes that brother might let it go, and you still on it. And then, like I say, he come around, he looking at you like, what's going on with him? And then y'all probably want to get into a fight. Getting into a fight. And sometimes too, it don't even be what y'all was on the initial thing y'all was fighting over. He might just do some smart stuff, and then you looking at him like, what's his problem? But it's really from 2 years ago when y'all had that council, and he, still in his feelings about that. He feels as though that it was wrong, and that we already know about what if that happens and they find out about that and it wasn't, you're gonna get kicked out of school because you're not being a brother instead of just letting it go. Like, how many people, listen, brother at my job trespassing against me. Brother at my job threatened me. He threatened to spit on me, like literally. And I forgave that brother. The next day, I forgave that. I forgave that brother actually with everything cool. I forgave. I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. Like, me and him don't got the best relationship. We really don't talk like that. But like I said, I'm cordial. Hey, what's going on, brother? How you doing? That's it. Keep it moving. He come near me. I'm not gonna disrespect him because I just hope that he don't disrespect me. And I let it go. I mean, we got work together. We brothers. So let's just don't show these oppressors that we are savages and animals, like I was speaking earlier, because we're arguing and fighting, and they looking at it. Now it's like, oh, they don't have brotherhood. Oh, they're not united. You understand what I'm saying? And I forgave that brother. And I'm gonna continue to forgive that brother. I know people in the world that are still mad at me for stuff I did 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when I was a child. They still don't like me. And I'm looking at them, brother, I'm 33 years old. I ain't got nothing against you, brother. I mean, we all black in here. We all black in this community. I don't have nothing against you. Understand? I know your trials and tribulations and your pain. So I know I'm not going to harm you. Unless you put your hands on me. Other than that, I'm not going to put my hands on you. I'm not going to do anything to you. I'm just going to understand, like, yeah, I forgive you for everything that you did to me. And I'm going to move on because I'm not letting that control me. I'm not letting that control me. That's going to eat me up inside if I let somebody control me. Now I got to try to murder him or do something horrible to that brother because I didn't want to let it go. You understand? We have to learn how to let things go. You got to continue to do it, continue to fight. Listen, if you, especially if you listen to this right now, and that's your weakness, make that your strength. Work on that. If you know that you got a hard time forgiving somebody, work on it. You got a husband, he got another woman, forgive him. He's not wrong for having another woman. You're mad. Slack it. I'm tripping. My words got twisted up. If you got a rib and she's tripping because you got another rib, forgive her. That's what I meant to say. Forgive her. You understand what I'm saying? Just forgive her. Don't be mad at her. She just in her feelings because you're not giving her all the attention, all the love, and you're not in the bed with her all the time at nighttime, and you over here with your other woman. Forgive her because she's still here. And that too, she's still there. Forgive her. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all get into an argument. Just forgive. Because that's not, listen, y'all going to be waking up in the morning mad. Y'all should wake up in the morning and get it on. You understand? That's what you should do. Yeah, man. Don't be mad at each other when you go to sleep. I believe, if I could, but isn't it a scripture? Can you pull that real quick? Like, I mean, like, this is what matters too. Like, I'm not gonna be mad at anybody. Like I said, I'm mad. Listen, I'm probably gonna forgive you within 30 minutes. What bad fact when it died down, I'm gonna fight. Most likely, I'm gonna forgive you. It's not gonna take long. I don't wake up. Like when I wake up, it's like everything is clean as a new day. So whatever happened yesterday is in yesterday's news. I'm not worried about it no more. A lot of people don't think that way, which they should. When you go to sleep, everything should just be a clean, fresh slate. Everything should be brand new. And you just think about like, oh, we was arguing yesterday, we was fighting yesterday. All right, now we're gonna just act like nothing happened that day and move on. Yeah, man. You got the scripture yet?
I got it.
All right, kind of one kind, sir. And that's a heavy scripture, man. And that's that's definitely for like everybody, brothers and sisters, but it's definitely for a relationship. Yeah, man. All right, go ahead, sir.
This is the book of Ephesians, the 4 verse 26.
Go ahead.
Be ye angry and sin not.
Right.
Let not the sun go down upon your wrath.
Listen, don't go to bed mad. Don't go to bed angry, saying evil things. What's that word? Clamor? Being clamorous.
Right.
Don't be mad when you go to bed. Don't be mad when you wake up. Like that's a terrible feeling. I think there's a song by Nia. It's one of my favorite songs. I don't really listen to R&B like that, but Nia, I got this song. Nia, I think it's a song called "Mad." If anybody, got a chance, just listen to that song. It's basically telling you, I don't want to go to mad. I want to be mad going to sleep, going to bed. Basically, that's how we should treat one another. Like we got a little argument or disagreement. Separate, go to bed, go sleep it off, wake up, act like nothing happened, keep it moving. You know what I mean? That's how you forgive. You keep it moving. You don't keep lingering and on and on. I mean, and then if it's too bad, just go to counsel. Right. That too. If it get too bad, just go to counsel. You understand what I'm saying? And let the righteous men judge it. Yeah, man. Because sometimes, you might be right, she might be right. And sometimes he might be right, but you won't know that until you get counsel. Right. You know what I mean? Take the counsel. Counsel is very important. You know what I mean? Counsel is very brotherly. Like you gotta understand that. Like counsel is built on brotherhood. They're gonna tell you what you need to hear. They're not gonna be that Christian pastor that speaks smooth words and try to make it seem like he know what he's talking about. He don't know a damn thing what he's talking about. He's just trying to get in your white pants. That's all he's trying to do. That's all he's trying to do. He don't love you. He don't care about you. He's going to tell you what you want to hear because he wants your money. Listen, they're going to tell you, in the I.S.U.P.K, they're going to tell you what you need to hear because they don't want you in the school. We better off, what was the script? What's the quote that I believe somebody said? We're better off by subtracting or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. But General Muhammad is trying to get you out to school. You understand what I'm saying? He's not trying to bring you into school. So he's going to tell you what you need to hear. And you might not like it. But guess what? He is a righteous man. Right. And he's going to tell you the truth. Right. He is experienced in this. So you need to listen. That's our problem with our people, man. And thank the Most High for General Yahanna, Commanding General Yahanna, right, for raising General Muhammad and all the generals up to give us these counsels, man, because they being brothers to us at the end of the day. Right. Just being a big brother. That's all it is. You know what I mean? What's wrong with that? Take the counsel and just move on with your life. Right. You know what I mean? It's not that hard. Just move on. You know what I mean? And apply it because they know more than you. They've been doing this for a long time. So you go to them because they're experiencing this. They heard your story before. They hear it all the time. They hear the same things over and over again. So why not go and listen to a brother that's going to tell you what you need to hear?
Right.
And if you don't like it, you're not built for this school anyway. You understand what I'm saying? Because this school is built on brotherhood. Most like 100% of the time, they want to tell you what you need to hear because they're being a brother to you. Sometimes it might hurt to hear what you need to hear, but that's being a brother to you. Like, we cannot, as men too, just like the pastor do, give you smooth words and feel good things. Everything is not going to feel good. You know what I mean? You're going to have to listen to somebody that's going to tell you something that's going to might kind of like, damn, fucking he chastising me. But I respect it because he's a man of the Lord.
Right.
If you got a counsel and you didn't agree with it and you didn't like it and you went through the processes and you still didn't agree with it, you don't need to be in here because you're not being a brother now. You just can't let it go. A sister, you just can't let it go. You have to let it go because it's vital for you to do so. And this is how we're going to rule this earth.
Right.
By forgiving one another. We can't rule this earth if we all at odds with one another. We can't rule this earth if we're being evil towards one another.
Right.
And my advice to anybody who gets angry, who get in arguments, disagreement, don't wake up still mad at that person.
Right.
Let it go for a period of time, then go to counseling. Act like nothing ain't happened. You're not supposed to be. I encourage brothers and sisters. If you're mad at somebody, sleep it off. Wake up, act like ain't nothing happened. Get that person a call. Say, hey, bro, listen, I'm off that. Listen, let's go out for a drink or something. Hey, sis, let's go out for a drink or something. Listen, baby, I'm sorry. You know, listen, baby, listen, forget all about it. Listen, we got more. We got bigger fish to fry. We're not ruling. That's the point. We're not ruling. We need to worry about ruling. We need to worry about getting our minds and our spirits right. That's what we need to be worrying about and being brothers and sisters to one another. We are not going to get anywhere by just we're not going to get anywhere by just being angry at one another and holding grudges and putting sin upon one another. Because if I say something to you that's evil, then I gotta say something back to you that's evil. That's gonna keep going back and forth, go back. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna get us nowhere. So, brotherhood and sisterhood is gonna definitely get us where we need to be at, man. And that's a commandment. That's an order. You have to be a brother to me. I have to be a brother to you.
Right.
You have to be a sister to your sister. You have to be a sister, brother to your sister. Yeah, vice versa. This is an order. This ain't no play.
Right.
This is not no game. This is not no advice. This is order. You have to be a brother.
Right.
In I.S.U.P.K, you have to be a brother, or you won't be in this school. Like you just won't be here because I can't trust you. If you robbing and stealing and being a thief and doing all this type of stuff, and you don't want to hear the counsel, and you want to hear like you get corrected, you won't be here, and I can't trust you. I'm still going to have mercy and I'm going to forgive you though. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm going to expect this brother to do something, but I know he's destroyed. So I'm going to have mercy and forgive him every time that he does it.
Right.
But you can't be here. Get your mind right, get your body right, try to come back. But right now, I got to love you from afar. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you could, I'm gonna find the scripture real quick. I forgot what it was. If you love God, He hated His brother. You know that scripture? If you could you get that? The water. Yeah, man. This ain't play, man. This is serious. What I'm telling you right now is very serious. It is not to be taken lightly. You understand what I'm saying? We cannot be enemies towards one another. This is why I'm in the predicament we're in now, because our eyes are evil towards one another. We're murdering one another. We're killing one another. We're doing so much evil to one another, it don't make no sense, man. All right, go ahead.
This book of 1 John 4, verse 20.
Go ahead.
If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar.
Okay. Now listen, who say he loves God? Like, what person say he loves God? The Christian pastor. He always say he loves God. And keep reading.
For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen?
Right. Listen, these pastors say they love God, but deep down inside, they hate their brother.
Right.
Deep down inside, they hate him. You want to know why? Because he's sleeping with his wife. He's telling you to eat pork. The laws is done away with. That's not brotherly.
Right.
Because in the Bible, it clearly states that the laws is not done away with. Why isn't he not being a brother and telling you that? So you come to I.S.U.P.K, we're going to tell you the laws is not done away with. And we're going to prove it through this book.
Right.
We're going to prove it through the Holy Scriptures, the Bible. We want to prove it. Because the Bible says prove all things, right? We're going to prove it. And we're going to let you know that you can't eat pork. I'm not going to sleep with your wife. I'm not going to harm you, brother. I'm not going to steal from you. Listen, the Christian church are thieves. The pastor is a thief. You're poor and he's riding around in a Bentley. He got a big ass, like he got a big house, and you sleeping in a shack. He can't pay your bill because you got to do it on your own. If you can't do it, why he can't do it? You taking their money. The whole point of tithes is to take care of people. That's the whole point of it. It's not the, of course, you want to make sure, you feed in the prophets and the men of the Lord, of course. But that's the government. That's like taxes. How the oppressors take money from our the oppressors take money from our checks and they put it different places. That's what tithes is. They got it from us. They got that system from us, technically.
Right.
You understand? And you're taking it from the people and using it for your own self. That's selfish. You understand what I'm saying? That's the main reason that the pastor hates his brother. Right. And guess what? He see his brother all the time, but he want to believe in something they don't see. Your brother out there hurting. He's hurting. Your sister is out there hurting. They can't get nothing to eat. They backed up on their bills. Listen, I'm pretty sure they getting that pico bill with that red thing at the top. Yeah, like blacks and Spanish Indians know what I'm talking about when I say that. It say open immediately. And he go to take it to the pastor, and the pastor try to justify it by saying, oh, you're not managing your money right. Maybe because he ain't getting enough money. Maybe he got to put his money. You know how black folks is, especially poor black folks. We gotta what my coworkers say. He said, listen, you can't pay every bill at once. You gotta pay this bill, you gotta pay that bill, you gotta pay that bill, you gotta pay that bill. You can't pay all your bills. The European man can, or oppressor can, and the pastor damn sure can pay all his bills at once because it's taking your money and not helping you. Right. You understand what I'm saying? And he's definitely sleeping with your wife. He's telling you to celebrate Christmas. He's telling you to celebrate Thanksgiving. He hates you. And the Bible, says something to these pastors, man, that we need to understand. Can you give me the scripture that I'm looking for, sir? Listen.
Same scripture.
The woe unto the pastors.
Oh, woe unto pastors.
Yeah, I understand what I'm saying. I'm gonna be a brother right now. And if you're a pastor and if you're listening, you need to change your ways and stop telling our people to sin. I'm gonna be a brother right now to the pastors, the black pastors, the Hispanic pastors, and the Native American Indian pastors. Like, you have to stop telling our people to sin.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 1.
Go ahead.
Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture.
Listen, woe unto the pastors, man. This is the Lord. Lord is saying woe unto you, man. Destruction unto the pastors that separated and scattered his flock. Like, that's so heavy. And know what's crazy? I know why the pastor don't love his brother. It's because he scattered you. He had hand to scatter you. He didn't say be holy. He didn't say in Zephaniah 2:1, come together, gather together, O nation not desired. He's not telling you these things. He's putting you over here, you over here, over here, over here. And that's because of sin. And that's because of lack of brotherhood. You understand what I'm saying? He's not telling you to really be brothers and sisters, because at the end of the day, you wouldn't be sinning. Woman can't come in the church looking like anything. You know, in the church they say, come as you are. Understand? You gotta have your head covered coming in here. You gotta be dressing modestly coming in here. You can't have everything all hanging out in here. And listen, and you can't be coming in here thinking you're gonna be sleeping with every man on a Saturday night, coming from clubbing, drunk and intoxicated. You want to come in here act like you're holier than thou. You're gonna have to change coming in here. Listen, we don't want you in here if you don't change. And that's being brotherly. Sometimes you gotta let your brothers, learn on their own too sometimes. That's being a brother too. You understand what I'm saying? These pastors is not doing it. They leading y'all into destruction, man. They destroying y'all and they scattering y'all, just like the European man, just like Esau. He's just scattering y'all from the Lord. He's pulling you away from the Lord for his own personal gain. That's all he's doing. And the Bible say, woe unto the pastors. So Black, Hispanic, Native American, Indian pastors, change your ways. Or the Most High is going to destroy you, man. Understand that. He's going to destroy you. If you don't stop your evil ways and try to take our money, and listen, you can't take our money anymore, man. It's not happening anymore. I.S.U.P.K is here. And we're going to wake our people up and let them know that there's hope for them. That you ain't got to worry about being poor. We got your back. We're going to make sure that you're not going to be living out on the streets, that you got something to eat. Your baby got something to eat. Your baby got diapers. You can pay a bill, because that's brotherhood and sisterhood, man. And shout out to Commanding GEN.YAHANNA for bringing the I.S.U.P.K into existence, man. And the man I.S.U.P.K actually keeping it going, not dropping his sword, man, and showing us that this brotherhood, man. He's a prime example of brotherhood, not dropping his sword, man. He never left the truth, because of brotherhood, and that gotta be commended, man. And we gotta understand, man, that Christ could do it, Commanding GEN.YAHANNA could do it, General Muhammad could do it, Abad can do it, Quatazar can do it, and all the captains and all the officers and all the priests and prophets of the Lord, then you can do it too. You really can do it, man. Like, understand that, man. And it's woe unto you pastors, man. Stop telling our people to eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, man. Woe unto you pastors, man. Like, you gotta understand, like, you keep scattering our people, man. One day you're gonna get judged for that. You're gonna get judged for that, man. And it's not going to be pretty, man. So change your ways, man. And I'm warning you now, because I'm a watchman. I'm a watchman of Israel. I'm warning you. They ain't, listen, that's crazy. You're not being, and there's another thing, he hate his brother, because he's not warning him of his sins. Now, if you could, the scripture I went about, the warning, the blood off your hands and all that. Yeah. I want that scripture. That's being brotherly. That's brotherhood right there. You warning your people of their sins. Listen, I could tell you. He ain't telling you. I'm telling you. I'm warning you. You understand? I'm warning you, pastors. If you don't get your act together, the Most High is going to destroy you, man. You're destroying our people, man. The main reason why our people in this predicament now is because of Christianity. It's because of Islam and all these other filth and garbage that's out here, man, that's telling us not to be brothers. We all separated, man, because of these things. We are scattered because of these things. I'm going to be a brother today. I'm going to warn you. Stop feeding our people poison and come inside the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General Yahanna.
Right.
I pray you understand. Man, if you could, keep going.
Ezekiel, 3 and verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
Listen, son of man. Speaking of talking about us, he made him a watchman over Israel. That's the I.S.U.P.K.
Right.
Understand that. We are the watchmen of Israel. No other group but us.
Right.
Home of the truth. Keep going.
Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me.
Go ahead.
Verse 18. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will require at thine hand.
See, that's lack of brotherhood right there. That's lack of brotherhood. If I'm not going to warn my brother, say, yo, stop smoking those cigarettes. Stop smoking weed. Stop going in them trap houses.
Right.
Them bandos, them vacants. Stop going in there or you're going to die. Something bad is going to happen to you. You understand what I'm saying? I have this cousin, young man, young brother, teenager. You understand what I'm saying? He's in the streets right now. He has no mother, no father. Being raised by my grandmother. You understand? I try my best to try to give him some game and some knowledge, try to get him to come to this school. Every time I talk to him, something bad happens. First time I talked to him, he got locked up. Second time I talked to him, he got shot. The third time I talked to him, he got locked up again. I literally just had a conversation with him yesterday. And I told him, if you don't get your act together, you're going to die. You're going to be in prison. You're going to be locked up. I said, come to me. Come to my house. Knock on my door. Call my phone. You need to make some type of money. I can show you how to make some money legally. I can show you. But guess what? I told him. And sometimes you got to let them do stuff on their own too. I said, listen, I can't tell you I only can tell you to be careful, but I'm letting you know now. The way you're moving out here is just death. And my blood, it's not on my hands no more. Imagine if I keep on seeing my cousin and he's doing the same wicked stuff and I'm not saying anything to him. I'm not being a brother to him, even though he's my cousin. I'm not being a brother to that young man. So I have to tell him, yo, if you don't stop doing this, this is going to happen. If you don't stop doing this, this is going to happen. And this is why I know I'm a prophet of the Lord, because every time I talked to him and told him, something happened to him. This happened within like a month. And that's why the Most High is so real, because he's acting through me to try to pull him out of that lifestyle. I got to talk to him all the time. And sometimes, you don't have to yell at him. You just try to talk to him, go down to their level, understand, give them some wisdom. But if they don't hear you and they just do what they want, then that's on them, and you have nothing to do with it. I did that with this matter of fact, this guy at my job, he smoked cigarettes. I'm like, you gotta start smoking cigarettes. You're getting up in age too, like you about to retire and you smoking cigarettes. You're gonna die. You keep smoking them cigarettes. I mean, your breathing is already wheezing and all that. So you could drop dead any day. Imagine he's sitting in the truck with me. I can't control what a man does. He's sitting in the truck with me smoking a cigarette. And I'm just sitting there letting him do it. That stuff eat me up inside because that's my brother. So I gotta say something to him, like, yo, bro, can you put it out? Can you stop smoking a cigarette? Like, I mean, it's bad for you. I care about you. I want to see you die and stuff like that. I want to see you retire and spend your money and you know whatever you want to do, you know, go on vacations and you want to enjoy yourself because you worked all this time for your oppressor. You know what I mean? I want you to enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like just stop smoking cigarette. He arguing with me, going back and forth with me. So I'm like, okay, ain't my problem no more. My hands is clean because I said something to you. And that's what we need to start having to our people. We start telling our people what they're doing wrong. You know what I mean? I remember I tried to talk to a sister. She come outside, you see everything. I'm like, hey sis, you can't be out here like that because it's perverts out here. It's people that's like not like me is going to do something to you, and I hope they don't because these people are sick out here. You mean you giving men the illusion, and then you get mad when they try to talk to you and they try to have sex with you, and like it's very dangerous for you to be out here dressed like this, especially at nighttime. She cussed me out. So hey, it's on you. I warn my people. The pastor don't warn his people at all. He doesn't warn his people about the bad things that they does. He doesn't do it. He just let them do it, and that's our problem, man. So the blood is off my hands when I tell my brothers and sisters what they're doing wrong, but the blood is on the pastor's hands. Understand that the blood is on their hands.
Right.
It's on the imam hands too, because we know what goes on in that Muslim mosque, dealing with them little girls. You understand? And y'all celebrate Christmas too.
Right.
Y'all listen. The main people that's murdering and selling drugs and celebrating these holidays are Muslims and Christians.
Right.
And they don't supposed to do that according to their religion. They don't supposed to do it.
Right.
Especially Muslims. Muslims just Christians in a garb. That's all it is. You know what I mean? I remember this one sister. Matter of fact, it was one sister. She had a husband. This is why Islam is garbage. She had a husband, right? She came over my house. This is when I was a wicked man. She came over my house. She's supposed to be garbed up when she go outside. She took all that out. She played it off, took it all off when she got outside. That's Islam. That's Islam. Christianity is the same way. I seen the sister I used to live next to. She a whole Muslim. She got Christmas tree in her house. Where her imam at? Why he's not telling her to not do that? Where's the pastor at that's telling these people not to do that? Understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, at the end of the day, I.S.U.P.K, we warn people. And this is why we're not going to have these problems, because we tell you what you're doing wrong. We tell you the sins that you're committing.
Right.
And you have to stop doing it. You understand? The Bible says, cry aloud and spare not, and show our people their transgressions. You understand what I'm saying? We got to lift up our voice like a trumpet. Listen, we go out on them streets, man. We are waking up our people. We are warning our people, and that's brotherhood. That's brotherhood. Telling you what you're doing wrong is brotherhood.
Right.
Listen, sis, I ain't going to tell you what you want to hear just to get in your pants. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear.
Right.
I'm going to tell you need to shut your mouth. You need to cover your head up. You need to learn from the priests and prophets of the Lord to know what it's like to be a woman of the Lord, to be a princess of the Lord, a cult princess at that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to tell you to dress modestly, be kind, be soft, be tender, be compassionate, be delicate, like the Lord intended you to be. That's what I'm going to tell you, because I'm going to be a brother to you. Brother, I'm going to tell you to stop being a lustful bastard.
Right.
You know, stop being a drug dealer.
Right.
You know, stop beating on your woman. You know, stop abusing your kids.
Right.
You know, stop doing all these horrible things in this world, man, because we are the rulers of this planet. We're supposed to be rulers of this planet. And we got to act as such, man. And these pastors, they don't love you. They don't love you. I'm just sorry. The truth is not in them. They don't love you. Now, if you could, I'm going to get another scripture real quick. What is it? Give me the what's that? I think it's in Ephesians about letting go of all the bitterness. Is that in Ephesians? I'm gonna look. I'm looking for myself too. Sheesh. 1 minute is real. Oh,
Oh, you're right.
is it Ephesians?
Ephesians 4:31.
Oh, kind of one kind. Hey, can you pull that for me?
This is the book of Ephesians, this is Ephesians 4, verse 31. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice.
Right. Read from the top again. Nice and slow, sir.
God. This is the book of Ephesians, the 4 and verse 31. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you.
Listen, let all of those things be put away from you. Let that bitterness got towards a brother or a sister be put away from you. Let all that anger and all that clamor and all that evil, listen, that evil speaking, man, that kills people.
Right.
All that evil speaking kills people, man. Like, you don't understand that? Y'all talking, listen, you know, words can diffuse a lot of situations by just using your words. And if I could, like sometimes it's good to be a manipulator. You understand what I'm saying? You know, like you got good manipulators, you got bad manipulators. You know, how I see it is like if I know how to use my words, I can manipulate you to stop smoking cigarettes. I could be clever with my words. That's basically what manipulation is being clever. But sometimes, you know, it get the rap for like, you know, it's always, especially is used in an unfair way. But it can be used for good too as well. I could talk somebody out of committing suicide, hurting themselves. That's manipulation. You can trick their mind into thinking, oh, I'm supposed to be doing this. You know, there's not nothing wrong with that. You understand what I'm saying? Let that stuff go away because, you know, if you're speaking evil against one another, it can go from 0 to 100 real quick. Now, somebody in the casket. Now, that person family that you trespassed against is going to come at your family now. Now, they're going to kill one of yours. Then you're going to have to get that back. You're going to kill one of theirs. It's going to keep going. Based off of evil speaking.
Right.
Based off of evil speaking. You know, and 9 times out of 10 is over a woman too. Especially with men. You understand what I'm saying? You got to let that evil speaking go. Yeah, man, because we're dying because of that, man. Words can actually change a lot of things, man. Kind of one kind, if you could, sir.
This is the book of Proverbs, 15 verse 1. A soft answer turneth away wrath.
Exactly. A soft answer turneth away wrath. Like being kind, being understanding, being patient, being soft spoken, like you ain't gotta yell. You know what I mean? Like just give them a straight answer, you know, and have respect, like Salakia. If I could, if I may, have some class when you answer something. You understand what I'm saying? Have some respect when you answer something, you know, because that could turn away wrath.
Right.
You know what I mean? You go, sir?
But grievous words stir up anger.
Listen, you cursing somebody out and cussing somebody out and, you know, disrespecting them. Somebody coming to up to you, ask you a question, or you all being rude to them. Like that's like say if like I'm in the school right now, right? I'm at I.S.U.P.K, preaching prophet of the Lord, right? And I go out there, somebody asks me a question, and I'm disrespecting them off that. You know how that make the school look? Nobody won't come in here. You understand what I'm saying? So I got to give him a I got to be kind, and when we on that podium, we got to raise our voice because we intended to do that. When I'm having a one-on-one conversation with a brother or sister, I'm talking to them with respect.
Right.
I'm talking to them with kindness. I'm showing them brotherhood and sisterhood, even though we might disagree, but we can't be snapping at each other for no reason.
Right.
We got to learn how to talk to one another.
Right.
Yeah, man. And if you could you give me that? Be kind and tenderhearted. That's a good one too. If you could.
I think
This the one? All right, kind of one kind. The water, sir.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 32. And be ye kind one to another, tenderhearted,
right,
forgiving one another.
See, that's brotherhood, man. Brotherhood is being kind, it's being tenderhearted, it's being compassionate, forgiving one another. That's that word again that I love so much. Forgiving. Let it go. It's not that deep. The oppressor got his foot on your neck. You're not in rulership. You are a second-class citizen. The things that we got going on ain't that deep. And it can stop when you start being kind, when you start to be tenderhearted, when you start to be compassionate to your brother and sister. That's when it stops. You understand what I'm saying? But guess what? We've been cursed and our eyes have been evil towards our brother. And don't you know, in order for you to get rid of the curse, you have to keep the commandments. And that commandment is love thy brother as thyself, love thy neighbor as thyself. And you're going to do this simply by loving the Most High with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might. That's how you get rid of the curses.
Right.
By stop sinning. You're under these curses because you're sinning. Now, if you could, let's find out what sin is so we could understand what sin is. Because a lot of people think sin is just, we sinning, it's some spooky thing. I'm going to show you what sin really is. I'm going to show you what sin is, man. Because a lot of us don't understand what sin is. You can read as soon as you get it, sir.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 3, and verse 4.
Go ahead.
Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law.
Whoever committeth sin transgresseth the law. That's what sin is. It's not following the law. It's not keeping the commandments of the Most High God.
Right.
Is it any more than that?
For sin is the transgression of the law.
See, for sin is the transgression of the law. You can't transgress on the law, man. And you're going to die.
Right.
Is that in there too, sir?
That was in this one.
Keep reading. The sin is the death. And that's in there? What scripture?
Not in this one. I gotta find it.
Yeah, if you could. No, that's just why, sir. Sin is a transgression of the law. You're not keeping these laws, man. You're sinning, man. And a law and a commandment is basically love thy neighbor as thyself. Like, love your brother as yourself. That's a commandment. And a lot of our brothers and sisters are not following it. And that's why we have an evil eye towards one another. You understand? That's why we have an evil eye towards one another, because we're not keeping these commandments, man. If you got it, sir?
I got it.
All right, come.
This is the book of Romans, the 6th verse 23. For the wages of sin is death.
See, from the wages of sin is death. If you sinning, technically you dying out here. And I mean, if you could, we're gonna end it with Baruch chapter 4, verse 1. Like, if you sinning out here, if you not loving your brother and loving your neighbors as thyself, you got that curse on you. Yeah, man. And this is why we're the children of Israel, because we're not loving our brother. We have an evil eye towards our brother. I mean, that's strictly for Blacks, Hispanic, and American Indians, man. Like, you gotta understand that sin is death. It's not nothing livable about sin. Smoking weed is death, man.
Right.
Eating the little things matter too, like eating shrimp, crab, and lobster. That matters. That's a sin, and it can
Right.
kill you. Evil speaking can kill you.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Being angry without no reason can kill you. Like celebrating Halloween and Christmas can kill you spiritually, man. Like you'll be under an illusion like this stuff is real. In
Right.
actuality, it's fluff, it's garbage, and it's not for you. That's not your culture. In this book, this is your culture. This tells you all about yourself
Right.
and how to deal with your brother and sister. Now, if you could, we're going to end it with Baruch chapter 4, verse 1. Baba Kashah.
This book of Baruch to the 4 and verse 1.
1, sir.
1. This book of Baruch to the 4 and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life.
All that keep it shall what?
Come to life.
Listen, man. You keep this law. If you keep brotherhood, you're going to come to life. In the I.S.U.P.K, we are full of life because we have brotherhood. That's a commandment that we live by, and we are very serious by it. We stand on that.
Right.
Listen, we stand on that. We stand on brotherhood, man. We laugh and joke, but we serious when it comes to brotherhood. We serious when it comes to sisterhood, man. Understand that. We don't play around with that because it's serious. Christ looked at it as serious. Most High looked at it as serious. So we look at it as serious, man. And we don't want to die. So we're going to continue this brotherhood, man. Keep going, sir.
In the law that endureth forever.
Listen.
All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
Listen, sin is death. You're not loving your brother. If you're not loving your sister, you're dead. You're spiritually dead. You understand what I'm saying? And eventually, you're going to die. How many of our brothers and sisters that you know that died because of lack of brotherhood? How many brothers and sisters that you know that you got an alt with, or somebody got an alt with them, and they're always at odds and they beefing? You know how many families I knew growing up that was fighting one another because they didn't like one another because of evil speaking? That's death, man. I know a lot of people. Listen, one of my childhood friends got shot in the back of his head because of evil speaking. You understand what I'm saying? For lack of brotherhood. I got another brother found in his home, been in there for weeks until they found him because of lack of brotherhood. Do you know why he was found in his home for weeks? Do you know who did that to him? His brother. Because of lack of brotherhood. Listen, our kids get another chance. We get another chance. I'm gonna raise my son and my daughters up and understand they can't murder their brother. They can't trespass against their brother. They have to talk it out with their brother. They can't speak nothing evil against their brother. They're gonna love their neighbor as thyself. And so we could raise up this nation, man. Listen, we're gonna raise up and we're gonna rule this earth. And I can't wait. I'm gonna teach my child. What is it? We're gonna teach our children to know how to rule this planet, man. And they're gonna rule it because of brotherhood. That's how they're gonna take this place, because of brotherhood. We leave no man behind because of brotherhood. You understand? I'm gonna teach my son to be a ruler. He's gonna be a prince of the power. You understand what I'm saying? He's gonna do it well. You understand what I'm saying? And the Bible also say, let brotherly love continue. I'm gonna continue to love my brother because I love myself at the end of the day. You gotta understand that. I'm gonna love myself and I'm gonna love my brother. I'm not gonna harm myself, and I'm damn sure ain't gonna harm my brother. You understand what I'm saying? And we gotta come together. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1, and say, gather yourself together, O nation, not desire. You gotta come together, man. We gotta be brothers and sisters to get out these hellish conditions, man. We have to do it. Yeah, man. And then, like I said, the more we do it, the more people that come in this body, the better. You understand what I'm saying? And we could raise up an army for the Lord and until Christ come back. You understand what I'm saying? With that, this is my time. I'm priest and officer Quadazar Karab of the I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General Yahanna. I want to thank y'all guys for watching. Make sure you thumb up the video, share the live, do what you need to do. With that, I'm gonna pass the class off to Officer Badaya.
Give the priest
That's right. Water.
We the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West on 25th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, when brother or sister has interest in a particular person, he or she must be Christian to hand and speak to their brother or sister. There's another 6 months when the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will be Christian to hand and marriage. Time, this command from the book of Numbers, 18 verse 21, the book of Malachi, 3 verse 8 to 10. I.S.U.P.K means 10th in Hebrew. 10% of every penny of the increase the Lord gives you, give to the teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount of life, upon applications is the Feast of Tabernacles. And it happens to come next month in September. Remind occupant I walk check the police board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. Boot, shirt, pant, headband, and scarf with that. Amon, please stand. Men of Israel, we're going to get one person to look. Men of Israel, Amon Shabbat. Amon. Barak.
Yahweh Shemi Al-Shah Brakadam.
That's the top. He says down. Sorry. Turn to sisters. Sisters Amon. Yaman. Which means stand. Yaman Shabbat is the head, body, cover, the feet connected at 45 degrees angle. And when we say Barak, you will salute. Men of Israel. We will give the sisters one person to look. Men of Israel. Amon Shabbat. Amon. Barak. Yahweh Shemar Thumb by Shemi Al-Shah. At the top, you say that. Class is